The 1970s were a time of experimentation, self-expression, and a mix of seemingly contrasting fashion styles. From iconic short shorts to platform shoes popularized by Bowie and Elton John, here's a list of 10 fashion trends in the 1970s that you forgot. Bell-bottoms were regarded as the true emblem of the decade. You'd hardly find a picture of anyone from this era who had not rocked these iconic pants. Bell-bottoms were characterized by their snug fit through the thighs and dramatic flare from the knee down. They weren't just a trend, they were a cultural phenomenon. To some people, they were a symbol of the era's free-spiritedness. What's even more interesting is that you couldn't escape them. If you decide to opt for denim, satin, or velvet pants, there's a pair of bell-bottoms to match each of those. Night out at the disco? Yeah, you're sure to find people rocking their flares. Bell-bottoms transcended social circles and age groups. It was suitable for both men and women to wear. However, there was one problem with these flare pants. They felt groovy on the dance floor, adding a dramatic swish to every move. And let's be honest, some of those extreme flares were just plain ridiculous. The wider they got, the more impractical they became. Then you see and begin to wonder, how on earth do people manage to walk up the stairs without tripping over their hems? Or how do they even comfortably dance with it? And don't even get me started on what happened when they got caught in the rain. They instantly become cleaning mops. Nevertheless, their impact on fashion history is undeniable, and they continue to make occasional comebacks, a testament to their enduring appeal. And speaking of footwear that made a statement, you wouldn't see anyone wearing bell-bottoms without platform shoes to go with them. Platform shoes made it feel like you could touch the sky. Well, it wasn't the maker's fault anyway. Many people believed that the higher, the better. Glam rock icons like David Bowie and Elton John were notorious for their outrageous platform boots, often adorned with glitter, sequins, and other embellishments. These shoes, characterized by their thick soles and heels, often several inches high, were another defining footwear trend of the 1970s. They came in various styles: boots, sandals, and even sneakers. Imagine wearing a sneaker with heels. Unbelievable, right? Platform shoes were all about making a statement, adding height, and a whole lot of drama to your look. They were a favorite among anyone who desired to stand out among the crowd, glam rockers and disco dancers. But who's kidding whom? How do you even dance in these shoes? I mean, look at the heels of this one. How did anyone manage to dance in those things without breaking an ankle? Walking on uneven surfaces was a hazard, running was out of the question, and driving? Forget about it. But then, I guess the answer to doing all these things is only known by those who lived during that period. No doubt these same people would also know about this next fashion item. Picture this: a matching jacket and pants, typically made of polyester, designed for leisure. Yes, that's pretty much it. This was the leisure suit of the 1970s. It was cool, casual, and relaxing. Imagine going on a weekend getaway for relaxation and putting on a suit. No, don't laugh at that. People did that in the 1970s. You'd understand why they do it if you understood the history behind the suit. The leisure suit emerged in the early 1970s as a reaction against the more formal attire of previous decades. It was meant to be a comfortable and stylish alternative to the traditional suit and tie, offering a more relaxed and informal look. However, this fashion trend couldn't stand the test of time because, although the thinking behind it was reasonable, the execution left more to be desired. The biggest culprit was the fabric. Polyester and the sun are two combos you simply do not want to combine. It was a blast in the summer heat. It got sticky, wet, and uncomfortable. As time passed, the leisure suit became associated with certain images, such as car salesmen, lounge singers, or some wannabe rock stars. However, no one can deny that the leisure suit holds a place in 1970s fashion history. The idea is still used in current fashion trends, just like that of halter tops. Halter tops were a popular choice for women in the 1970s. Their popularity was part of the era's broader trend towards more revealing and body-conscious clothing. They were a way for women to express their freedom and embrace sensuality. It was characterized by a tie around the neck and came in various styles, ranging from simple knits to elaborate crochet designs. Halter tops were versatile. People wear them for both casual and dressy occasions. What made them stand out was that you could pair them with different shorts or pants. They could go with jeans or shorts for a laid-back daytime look, or dress up with a skirt or wide-legged pant for a night out. You could wear them to discos, beach parties, and anywhere else that makes you feel cool and confident. A little downside to this incredibly comfortable piece of clothing was the tan lines that formed on one's body when one wore it. It's common to see lines across your shoulders and back when wearing a halter top in the summer sun, and many women could testify to the uphill task of finding a bra that worked with a halter top. Now, if you thought halter tops were a bold fashion statement, then this next outfit will rid you of that thought. Why wear a top and bottom when you can wear them together? Jumpsuits came in various styles, fabrics, and colors, offering a versatile and often glamorous alternative to separate pieces of clothing. The jumpsuit's origins can be traced back to the early 20th century, when it was designed for parachuters and other workers who needed a practical and functional garment. However, it entered the fashion mainstream in the 1960s and reached its peak popularity in the 1970s. Designers like Yves Saint Laurent played a significant role in popularizing jumpsuits, incorporating them into their high-end or haute couture collections. Jumpsuits were versatile. Some disco dancers wore jumpsuits adorned with sequins and rhinestones. Denim ones are still popularly used as workwear. Others made from silk or jersey were deemed perfect for a night out on the town. But if you're going to a music festival, jumpsuits probably wouldn't be your choice. This next fashion trend would fit in with that. Tie-dye was huge in the 1970s. It was deeply intertwined with the hippie counterculture and its message of peace, love, and self-expression. A different mix of colors creates unique and vibrant patterns on everything from t-shirts and dresses to jeans and even socks. Tie-dye was more than just a fashion trend. It symbolized rebellion against mainstream society. It represented a rejection of conformity and an embrace of individuality. Each tie-dye piece was unique, reflecting the wearer's personality and spirit. People mostly wear them when dancing at a music festival or just hanging out with friends. While tie-dye's popularity eventually faded, it has experienced numerous comebacks over the years, often associated with nostalgia for the 70s. Interestingly, tie-dye was not the only handmade fashion trend of the 1970s. Wearing crochet was a bohemian dream come true for most people. Crochet was everywhere. It was a fashion item that went with nearly every piece of clothing. You could wear it as vests, dresses, or even swimsuits. One reason for its popularity was that it was handmade. People in the 1970s loved handmade crafts. Crochet typically involves interlocking loops of yarn or thread to create unique, often bohemian-inspired clothing. The clothing was often associated with the hippie movement, embracing a natural and artisanal aesthetic. It was a way to create beautiful and functional clothing using natural fibers like cotton and wool. Everyone loves them. They're handmade, intricate, and often itchy. Yeah, that's the one problem with them. Some crochet pieces could be a bit rough on the skin. But other than that, crochet showcases the artist's skill and creativity. It is thus artistic in nature. But hey, at least it was unique. Each piece was a labor of love, showcasing the maker's skill and creativity, whether as a shirt or a dress. Speaking of dresses, this next item was the go-to ultimate wedding attire. Maxi dresses were a popular choice for women in the 1970s. They offered a comfortable and stylish alternative to shorter hemlines. They came in a variety of styles, fabrics, and patterns, suitable for both casual and formal occasions. The maxi dress's popularity in the 70s was part of the era's broader trend towards more relaxed and bohemian-inspired styles. It represented a departure from the shorter hemlines of the 60s to a more feminine and romantic alternative. Designers like Yves Saint Laurent incorporated maxi dresses into their collections, further solidifying their place in high fashion. Wearing maxi dresses was simple. You could wear them with sandals and a denim jacket for a casual daytime look, or dress them up with heels and jewelry for glamorous evening events. They were a favorite at weddings, parties, and any occasion of elegance and sophistication. They were comfortable, stylish, and perfect for twirling on the dance floor. A maxi dress's flowing silhouette created a sense of movement and drama, making it a popular choice for disco dancers. Just try not to trip on the hem. Those long dresses could be a bit treacherous, especially on a crowded dance floor. While maxi dresses focused on the demand for longer hemlines in the 70s, nothing could be more opposite than a piece of clothing that was shorter than shorts. That was precisely what hot pants were about. These are really short shorts. Hot pants were a daring fashion statement in the 1970s. They pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in women's fashion. These extremely short shorts, often made from materials like denim, velvet, or even satin, showed off as much leg as possible. The origins of hot pants can be traced back to the late 1960s, when designers began experimenting with making shorts even shorter. It wasn't until the 1970s that they became very popular. Hot pants were often paired with platform shoes and halter tops, creating a bold and revealing look. They were embraced by celebrities and fashion icons who helped to popularize the trend. Hot pants were definitely attention-grabbing. They were a way for women to express their confidence and embrace their sexuality. They were popular at discos and concerts. Just think of any casual, laid-back occasion and you can rock them there. But there was one little problem. Hot pants offered very little coverage. You might as well mistake them for pants. This made them unsuitable for many everyday activities. And don't even think about wearing one during cold weather. On any other day than a warm summer at the beach, you simply don't want to wear them. While hot pants eventually faded from mainstream fashion, they remain a significant part of 70s fashion history. But if you're too worried about the short length of these pants, you can easily opt for this next item. Not quite big, not quite small. Like the name suggests, they're right in the middle of big and small. Midi skirts offer a more conservative alternative to the miniskirt craze of the 1960s. They emerged as a compromise between sensual and modest fashion. The midi skirt was considered a more sophisticated and grown-up option, suitable for office wear or formal occasions. It was an attempt to move away from the youthful and rebellious image of the miniskirt and embrace a more mature and elegant aesthetic. And there you have it, 10 fashion trends of the 1970s that you probably have forgotten. Got a favorite from this list? Or do you remember any of these trends? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoy this video, hit the like, share, and subscribe button for more trips down memory lane.